Zidardus, would you introduce yourself to start?
Oh, hey there, bud. I'm Zidardus, DM of this here shindig. I'm not going to do that for much longer. I can't.
I appreciate that. I found it culturally insensitive and insulting to me.
Yeah, were you offended?
Yeah,
okay.
deeply.
Especially on Thanksgiving.
On Canadian Thanksgiving, of all days, you're gonna... I
Of
see
all
you.
days? You do this now?
Of all days? This is the day you choose to insult Canada? How dare you?
No, that's every day.
Can we get a Dice Mom introduction, please?
Who's Dice Mom? I only know Jane Appleblossom, halfling wizard, and owner of Cinder, the adorable little magic rat.
Perfect. Jitoria.
Hi, Jatoria, a purple fawn fighter, extra stabby.
Oh, I wrote Satyr on your thing. My bad. Braun Flower Crown.
Hola, me llamo Braun Flower Crown. Yo soy un barbarian.
Okay, practicing your Spanish. Let's get into it. I think we're gonna be good.
Wait, we didn't do Ran.
Yeah, what about Ran Olbuck?
Oh,
He never dies.
He's dead, so...
Ran
what?
Olbuck never dies.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
Hi,
Ran
my name's
Olbuck.
Ran Olbuck. I like to sit on couches.
I'm gonna change your character card to a trash can, Dardus.
Wait, I have a character card?
Yeah. There you are right there.
Oh.
Yeah. I was thinking about making a stat thing for you that just said infinite. Like infinitely powerful, but I was jamming these out literally last second, so. Without further ado. Should we do a recap? Dardus, do you want to tell us what's happening?
You ask this every week, and I always say yours are better. So you do it.
I don't remember what we did.
Oh no.
I'll try.
Oh, that's way more entertaining. Yes, certainly you
You're
try.
a monster. I hate you. All right. So, our intrepid party was at a particular town whose name I don't remember to see a particular singer whose name I don't remember. We all saw her. Ran
You're her
Olbuck.
biggest fan.
Ran Olbuck is her biggest fan. I am not. I frankly can't stand the sound of her voice. But Ran,
Yeah,
I don't know, for
TheFlood
some reason
hates
loves
her.
her. But anyway, we went and saw a concert. We went back to a bar. There's some gambling ensued. We all kind of ran into one another. Some shenanigans took place. The next morning, the people who we were gambling with got into a little bit of a tussle. Our group as a whole collectively more or less murdered them. The town's guard was kind of upset about this and has more or less bribed us into working for him to find that said singer who it seems has been kidnapped in the night. Ran, of course, is her biggest fan, so he's quite excited about this. We have now investigated her household and found a weird note with a feather related to a raven, and so we started tracking this little map that we found to try to figure out where she is, and there was a raven in the sky, or a bird anyway, and we're kind of following along, and we found like a secret cave house inside of a ravine, I guess. I don't know what it would be called, but a ravine with like a doorway in it, and we broke our way down action hero style with Braun slamming into a wall, Wile E. Coyote style. It was pretty incredible. We broke our way in, fought some guards, and murdered them up real good. Again, Braun, Donkey Kong style, throwing barrels down staircases. It was incredible. And we have since moved down further and further this staircase into a room that is a little more luxurious, like a library. Ran Olbuck, if it fits, he sits, jumped into a couch that turned into a mimic.
He actually jumped into the couch.
Yeah, sat right on it. Just, if I fits, I sits. It looked really comfortable. And we fought the mimic. My friends, thank God, murdered the mimic for me. Didn't even get a chance to shoot it. So I'm just bleeding on the floor. And I guess we're going to continue our adventure and see if we can't find Lysandra? Is that her name? Yeah.
No, that's a League of Legends champion.
Oh, yeah, it is. Lashara. Did you name her after the League of Legends champion?
No, I did not.
If he named her after the League of Legends character, I think he would have named her Lysandra.
Well, no, but like, he was like, Lysandra, but different. You know what I mean? Like, used it as a jumping off point. Anyway, whatever. The point is, that's where we're at, and we're going to continue on with Bloods and Dragons.
It's like saying the name Ran is run, but like past tense. Wait.
Oh, my Roll20's not up. I have to reset that one every time for some reason.
It's okay, I'll wait.
Great, thanks. Appreciate that. It's up. We're fine.
You also you failed to mention you also sat in the throne.
I also sat. Yeah, I've sat in a couple chairs. If Rand fits, he sits, and he's 3.5 feet tall. He'll jump in anything.
So as we begin here with the couch now split in half, tongue forked and hanging out, is there any other chairs you would like to sit in?
Ran is going to catch his breath and bleed on the carpet just a little while longer. Just for a minute, you know, really literally take his time, catch his breath. It's not doing so hot.
Okay. And what would the rest of you like to do? Don't be scared.
I'll have another mimic.
No, I just meant to talk.
Okay.
But
That was a fair
you
question.
should always be scared of. Yes, exactly.
I mean, Jane is absolutely going to check the other like furniture for mimics.
And how would you like to go about doing that?
So there's these plants in the room, right?
Yeah. Some
Are
like
they, like-
tropical plants.
She's gonna like cut off one of the leaves of one and just go around poking the various pieces of furniture.
Okay, as you go to cut off one of the branches, I need you to roll in. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, that's fine. The trees are mimics. So you go around. You poke
I was
the
prepared
rest
for that too.
You poke the rest of the remaining furniture, and much to my chagrin, none of them attack you.
Darn. Okay.
Zidardus is deeply upset by this.
God, who wrote this?
Ran Olbuck is going to slowly pick himself up and dust himself off and rifle through his own pockets to take a potion of healing, I think. Is that a good idea out of combat? Or should I save that?
It's not a bad idea out of combat. In combat, it's an action to take it. So out of combat, I mean...
Ran's going to take a swig of a potion of healing. You use that up. I don't know how they work
Okay.
at all.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4 plus 2. Thank you very much. Boom. 4. 4. Let's go.
Max? Okay. Well, that's a great start.
That's
I
10
go
health
over
for
and I
Ran.
stab Ray. No, I'm just kidding.
Ran takes 1
Nobody
damage from Jane.
heals.
Psychological.
The flood takes 2d10 psychic damage.
Every time he logs in
Not
and
Ran,
you come to
the
mod.
Flood.
Yeah, that's a lot. Commoners only have 4 HP.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not everybody's a superstar. Just you guys. And any other adventures you may run into.
All right, so Ran's gonna go poke the mimic with his foot, like the dead body of the carcass of the mimic.
Okay.
Just like
Jane simply
grumbling
needs
at
to
it.
go look through all of these books.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
Cool.
The mimic is definitely dead, Ran. It is cleaved into. It is betwixt.
All right, I'm gonna spit on
You're
it.
welcome for that.
Ran's gonna spit on the body and then go sit on a chair.
Okay.
Catch his breath while he watches everyone investigate because he's still not feeling great. He had a potion, but you know.
Jet and Braun, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna go pick up my daggers that I threw.
The ones that you can magically summon back to you, but cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
I want to get a closer look at the mimic.
Ooh. Okay.
And
What do you... What do you want to do with the mimic?
I mean, I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just looking at it. I'm
Sure?
gonna, yeah.
Wait. Can we loot the mimic? Is there stuff on the mimic? Do mimics carry stuff?
Might have the back of your pants.
Can certainly try.
Ran's gonna pop over and dig around inside the mimic's body.
You know,
just kind of poking around with like using his gun to
It's
like
like
nudge parts aside and kind of peek inside to see if there's anything in there that's good.
so. It's a pretty large mimic, and there's teeth and sticky adhesive-esque saliva in there. So just go ahead and roll an investigation check as your
As I investigate.
reach in its mouth and feel around.
12.
If I told you I had a table that specifically says I loot the mimic.
I would believe you.
So you kind of get stuck
Uh-oh.
in its mouth. Just a little bit. Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Rand reaches his arm and is like, oh no. Trying to pull it out, pull it free. Strength check?
Uh-huh.
7.
It's not too hard because it's not really fighting against you, but it does take you a little bit of time. Like it's one of those things where like something is tightened really tight and you can kind of feel it moving real slow, then all of a sudden it like catches and it opens.
Rand's like pulling away like his jacket's stuck or something, and then all of a sudden like flops back out when he finally releases himself and falls over and then kicks the mimic's body.
I have one more question to ask you.
Oh.
Does a 16 hit?
I've got armor AC 16.
So barely. Okay. You take 2 points of piercing damage as you pull your hand out, and there is a tiny mimic the size of a gold coin clamped onto your hand.
Rand freaking out, trying to shake it off, like, God damn it, get off of me. And of course, immediately getting it onto the ground, hopefully, and then stomping on it.
Yep, sure enough.
Its tiny mimic body.
Would you like to loot the coin mimic? Doesn't have anything.
Oh, is the coin mimic dead?
I stomped on it.
Yeah.
Aww.
It bit him and he stomped on it. You could have potentially petted it, but like, whatever.
It bit me.
We could have trained this mimic from childhood to befriend us, to be our friend.
You can train mimics?
Wouldn't that have been fun at the next poker game?
Oh,
It's
Oh.
D&D. You can do anything you want.
Imagine
Missed
throwing that
opportunity.
out.
Rand reacted harshly. I don't know what else to tell you. He was bitten. He was upset.
Man, if people got upset every time they were bitten.
Careful if you bite me, I'll step on you too.
Anyways, Braun, what are you doing?
Bron's investigating the portraits, or looking at those. Because I remember you said they were of different birds last time.
Correct. I believe I told you that this one was a like blue jay. And the middle one was a like nightingale type bird, like a swallow but black. And this last one was like a cardinal, a red bird.
All right, well, Bron's going to start in the middle here and look at the photos and see if there, or the paintings, and see if there's anything that looks out of place for a painting that's of a bird.
Roll a nature check.
It's an 11.
It looks similar to the one that was on the note. Nothing seems particularly out of place.
All right.
It is more of like a mural, and it seems to have faded a bit over time, but seems correct.
Okay. I'm then going to lift up look at the bottom corner and see if I can pull it away from the wall.
We're gonna come back to that.
All right.
It's big. It's like 10 feet tall, probably about 5 to 6 feet wide. But you can certainly try.
Bron's big.
It is. So it's like it's not a mural on the stone wall itself, but it is on a slab of stone. But we'll circle back around to that.
Okay.
So Jane, you start looking through these books and you're beginning to freak out a little bit. Because as you begin to move through these rows and rows of books, they're all locked to the shelves. And none of them have any writing on the spines.
I'm gonna knock on the spine of one of the books.
Like cast the spell knock or like
No, I don't
physically
have the spell knock. I'm gonna
Oh,
physically
okay.
knock on it.
Knock is a spell?
Yeah, like tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, it opens locks and doors,
Oh, wow.
Oh.
which is
cool.
why I wanted to make sure.
I don't even think I have access to knock right now.
It's second level. It's not too high.
All right.
So you
And it sounds hollow?
I mean, it doesn't sound hollow. It sounds like you're tapping like so they have this like brace around the book that you can see that comes out of the side of each book and locks in the front.
Sorry, what? But like it's attached with like a lock to the bookshelf.
Yes. And the braces that the lock are attached to run back towards the back of the bookshelf.
I'm gonna start looking on like the ends of the bookshelves for like some sort of mechanism to unlock them.
So I don't know if I was super clear about it. Each book has its own lock. Like each one is individually locked to the shelf.
Oh,
And
okay.
they don't appear to be like attached like one big bar that runs across. They're each individually locked backwards onto the shelf.
And the locking mechanism, like, is there a keyhole on the part of the like on the spine of the book?
There is. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, now I'm going to start searching the room for a key. Wait, we have a key from the desk.
Yes.
Who would still have the key from the desk?
I probably would because I was the one that unlocked the chest.
Jane is just gonna like twirl around. She's probably like looking at like this front row of books up here. She's just gonna kind of twirl around and face everyone and just say, "Hey, who has that key from earlier that unlocked the dresser?"
I'm gonna turn away from the portrait for a second and dig in my bags, my pocket, and lift it up. And this key.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Mike.
one.
Has his hands like on this portrait and is getting ready to try to rip it off the wall and is like, huh? Oh yeah. I got it.
Jane's gonna run over, grab the key, just kind of bow and say thank you, and she's gonna run back over and try the key on the lock.
All right. Braun, go ahead and roll a strength check for me.
Right.
Unrelated to the attempting to unlock the books.
All right. Oh darn, that's a 7.
You've got 20 strength.
Yeah, I
You rolled a
2.
2.
Oh, God.
He's not. You're not sure if like the stone is somehow like if the stonework that the mural is on is part of the wall, or if it's somehow attached to the wall in a manner where you are just not able to pull it off like you had wanted to.
Fair enough.
Jane, as you insert the key into one of the spines of the books and twist it, you hear a little. And as you pull the key out, the lock falls down and opens.
Ooh.
All right, I'm going to start perusing this first book that I was able to get access to.
And you had your first kind of like worst nightmare moment as the book loving wizard when all of the books were locked to the shelves. Now you begin to have your second one as all of the pages are blank.
God damn it.
Rand curious as to what she's going over there. I'm gonna walk over and go see what Jane is up to and just kind of peek over her shoulder and see what she's doing. And watches she's frustrated at the moment.
Yeah, you come over and you see Jane's just like kind of like flipping through the pages really quickly, looking for something on them. And then what you're going to see is Jane holding the book and casting a spell. She is going to cast Identify on this first book.
Ooh.
Are you casting it as a ritual spell or using a spell slot?
I think I will start to cast it ritualistically.
Okay, so that'll be 11 minutes. In those 11 minutes, Braun, Jet, Ran.
I'm assuming I can't help in the ritual. I'm just gonna sit there and watch. What is this, like a fire brazier that's out in the center of the room?
It is, yes. And you see a door similar to the one you came in on the far side of the room
Yeah.
there.
I'm just gonna investigate
Nobody's
the
kind of peeked at it.
brazier real quick. Just have a quick look over that. Make sure there's nothing weird in the remnants. Burned stuff.
As you kind of expect to see ashes in the bottom of this, on the bottom of this brazier, there's no ash or coal. It's a solid circular stone slab with a single rune etched into the middle of it.
Can I recognize the rune at all?
Because you're not a spellcaster, are you proficient in Arcana?
Probably not. No, not at all. I've got a +1 on
Okay.
Arcana.
And you are neither that or a spellcaster, so I'll say no, you do not recognize it.
Got it. Rand will probably just like shrug, looking at the thing, and then he's gonna go check out the door. You'd think he would have asked his friends, but nah.
What about you, Jay?
Friends?
You haven't done anything in a little bit. Oh yeah, he said friends.
Drinking buddies.
He said friends.
Drinking buddies.
He said friends.
Rand admits nothing.
Rand said friends.
You can't prove anything.
Jet. Yeah,
The
Jet.
internet can prove everything.
I think I'm gonna walk along this side and just look at the bookshelves to see if there's like any books missing. Because they're pretty full, right? So any empty locked spots or whatever.
Okay, and that's not something that's incredibly hard to see. You come to the far end after a few minutes of searching, and it does appear that there's one lock that has been opened,
Ooh.
and the book is missing.
Dun dun dun.
Hmm. I don't know what to do with that. Because we can't tell anything about the books, right?
X their spine to
I
the
mean,
back.
they're all locked. Yeah, they're all locked into the bookshelf, but as far as Jet knows, there's just the book missing.
Okay.
Ran, you walk up to this door.
Yes. Giving it a good once over.
Can you make a dexterity saving? No, I'm just kidding.
Damn it.
You walk up to the door, and it's similar to the first one. There's a bird in flight on the front, and some writing, not reading, scrawled across the top of it. Very, very similar to the first one. No bloody handprint, though.
Okay. Who read the last one? I forget who read it. I'm just gonna yell back over my shoulder, "Hey guys, we got another door with weird writing. Anyone want to read this for me?" I think it was like Braun.
Do you?
I think it was me.
Was it you, Jet? Okay.
Yes.
It was
Alright.
indeed.
I'll come up to the door.
Because it is in,
Oh, Elvish.
I think, Sylvan?
Sylvan
Yeah.
was the last one at
That
least.
sounds like Elvish.
Well, it's the language of the Fae, which is where the elves came from, but we won't get too deep into lore.
You mean the minutia?
But yes.
Minutia,
Yes.
exactly.
So Jet, you go and take a look. And in Sylvan script on the top. Oh no. That's not what it says. Hold on.
Dart has deleted his text file. Oh! Got him.
Rip.
I hit my push to talk and I had it highlighted so I would look where to read quicker and then deleted the whole thing.
Control Z, Control Z.
Yep. What's the Z? I mean, besides that guy.
How dare you?
Anyways, in order to get through, you must find the gaze of the midnight kite. Obstruct its sight, and behind me, the flame will ignite.
Starting to sight behind me, the flame will ignite.
I also sent it in the Discord, so I don't have to say it 12 times.
All right.
I wonder if I can go to the Discord without ruining this. Let's see. Try. There we go. Just find the gaze of the midnight kite. Obstruct its sight, and behind me, the flame will ignite. Alright, so this is going to be about the bird painting on the wall and the brazier in the middle of the room.
So, I'm assuming Jet's going to relay that information to us.
Yes.
Okay. So Braun's going to turn back around and again look at the bird paintings that he's already tried to pull off of the walls. Oh shit.
Can we cover one of the paintings to obstruct its sight? Is that how that works?
That's what I was kind of thinking. Somehow try and cover or obscure part of the bird's head.
Rand's going to stand on what once was a couch and try to reach up, but realize he can't quite reach to cover its eyes.
No, he can't. No.
Braun's
Sweet
going to walk
summer
over
child.
and lift them up.
Just pick me up.
Just pick you up and Simba you up there.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah. And I'm going to use my hand and just cover its eyes.
As you do, the brazier in the middle of the room lights up a blue flame.
Ooh.
And the door doesn't really creak, more like grinds open. And beyond, you can see just the beginning of a spiraling staircase going down, and a blue torch on the wall ignites.
I'm going to pat Braun's arm to move it down now.
He's going to set you down right in between the two halves of the mimic.
As soon as you move your hand away, the flame in the middle of the room goes out, and the door slams shut.
Anyone have a marker? Some paint?
Can you use your blood?
Told you I like puzzles with multiple answers. It's up to you how you solve it. If you want to use your own blood.
I mean, there was a bloody handprint above the last door, so...
Huh?
You're dripping blood, right, Rand?
Rand is thankfully mostly dried blood at this point. Rand's not looking so hot. Can we... I mean, I don't know. Do I have tape in my adventurer's kit? Like, I want to tape palm frond on there from one of the plants. Like, I don't know what I have here. I'm going to cover this thing up.
So if you go to D&D Beyond and you click the inventory tab,
How dare you?
you can see what's in your bag, including the healing potions that you've already used.
Oh, yeah, I got to delete those, right?
And the goggles of night that I added in there for you because you didn't add them.
Which was very sweet of you.
Mm-hmm.
None of this is Elmer's glue.
Wasn't the mimic like sticky or whatever?
Oh.
Can we use parts of the mimic?
You are correct.
Yeah.
I had another idea, but we could do that.
That's really.
We'll stick with Jet's serial killer tendencies. Let's keep playing that one.
Jet, do you still have an inspiration?
Yes.
Okay, because I was gonna give you one if you didn't, because that is something I never would have thought of. It mimics saliva is extremely adhesive.
Okay, so just pull out my dagger and cut some of the fabric off of the couch part of the mimic,
What
and like
remains
dip
of
it in the
Okay.
saliva.
So you're skinning the beast
Yeah. And I'm gonna hand it to Ran.
and using it. Why? I don't want the mimic. Get this
You're
out
the
of here.
one who can reach. Go for it. I'll give you the honor.
You can reach your doll. Get out of here. Rand's backing away from Jatoria, like more and more nervous of her.
You know,
I'm
that
just gonna be
adhesive
sitting there
would be-
laughing.
That adhesive would be great to like stick notes to people's backs, but anyway.
I mean, am I tall enough to reach it on my own? I forgot how
I'll tell
tall it
you,
was.
you're like 5'10", maybe.
I assumed you were really tall for some reason.
Tatori is a good jumper, though.
Oh, it says you're 5 feet tall, even. But you do, yeah, you have your little high jump feature.
Or a brawn.
So I'll say you could just jump up there and smack it on.
All right, I'm
Give it a
gonna
little
do
high
that.
five. Yeah. Easy enough for you. With your feature, you just hop up and stick it right on there. And as you do, as seen before, the flame in the middle of the room, the door, and the torch just inside the hall on the other side ignites.
And has it been 11 minutes yet for Jane and her shenanigans?
I would say at this time Jane would have been done for probably like 2 minutes or so.
What did I find? Anything?
Shall we address that?
Oh, you were casting Identify on a blank book. So you found out that it was a blank book.
Oh.
Look, this is not something that Jane is very familiar with, so
A for effort, though. There's
in
a lot
her
of other.
mind, like, why are they locked up? Why is this one blank? That seems very strange that it's locked up and blank.
Yeah, there's a lot of other books to check.
I'm not going to be casting Identify at all of the other books.
But you could.
I'm not going to.
Ran, I don't think there are enough chairs for you to sit in for her to cast Identify on all the other books.
I just picture the first time I give you guys downtime to do whatever you want in town, Jane's gonna be like, I want to go back and look at every book.
Yeah, now she sees now that the door's been opened, right? So she's gonna leave this for a little bit.
Rand's gonna, gesture, come along and go towards the door.
Okay.
As we walk out, Braun's going to ask Jane about the book, because clearly, would have seen the spell. So, what'd you find?
I found nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, it was locked to the bookshelf, but there's nothing in it, and there's nothing like hidden about it that I could find. It's just a blank book. Locked to a shelf?
Books are normally blank.
Or locked to shelves for that record, but we won't get into that.
Maybe it was very expensive book bindings and paper, and they're, someone's trying to keep them safe before they write stuff in them. Just really got a journaling addict here.
They all blank?
This is the first one that I've looked at, and I haven't really had a chance to see, any other books. I can try, I'll take the key and I'll unlock one of the other ones next to the book that I unlocked.
Okay. Hold on. I need a d20.
that away. Put that away. Get that up there. No. I'm talking to Flood.
Oh.
Someone asked, was the unwritten book next to it 50 Shades of Goblin series?
No, those are upstairs. Jeez.
Those are kept behind a satin curtain.
Those are kept underneath Jane's bedroll.
How dare you?
So this book slightly warm to the touch. As you open it, the pages appear empty at first, and the edges are slightly charred. And as you flip through, you suddenly come across a page with arcane writing on it.
Can I read what it says?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. DC shouldn't be too high.
Oh, I'm a halfling.
Oh, good thing it wasn't a 2.
Hey, that's better. What about a 25?
Unfortunately, yeah, no, you instantly recognize this. You're used to things like spell scrolls, and it's odd that somebody would keep this in a book to itself, and it's even a little bit more odd that the book seems affected by the spell. The spell that is in this book, right in the center binding, is flame arrows.
Interesting. There are no other spells in the book that I can find.
Oh, that is the only one that you see in that book.
I'm gonna put it in my bag of holding.
In my portable library.
Portable library time, hell yeah.
How many books can Jane fit? Let's find out right now.
Well, a bag of holding can hold what, like 500 pounds of stuff?
Yeah, it's limited by space too, but I would say you could definitely put quite a few books in there.
Yeah.
Get thieving, book lady.
So now that I've known that at least one of the books here has contained something, I'm just gonna try the very next one. But this will be my last one for now.
Appears as empty as the first.
Interesting. I'm still gonna throw the empty ones in my... Actually, I'm gonna take this second one. I'm gonna put the first one in my bag. I'm gonna take the second one over towards the brazier. Is the brazier still lit?
It is, because the sticky fabric is still stuck to the bird.
That was the second one, had the spell
Trying to
in
make it sound not grotesque, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hold the book close to the lit brazier.
The empty one? The second empty one?
Yeah, the empty one.
You kind of hold it up to the brazier, and the brazier is not warm, which is a little bit weird. But you kind of recognize it as like a magical fire. It doesn't really give off any heat. At least this one doesn't. And the book doesn't seem to be affected.
What if I hold the book inside the fire?
Ooh.
So let me just double check. You're reaching into the fire.
I'm pushing the book into the fire.
Like holding
With
onto the
your
edge and kind of
hands.
pushing some of, like putting one end of it in, maybe.
Yeah, with my hands. Like, I'm holding, like, at one end of the book, and I'm pushing it towards the fire, like, slightly. And I'm not shoving it into the center of the fire, Zadardis.
I got you. How do I describe this? So the flames begin to lap around the pages of this book, and they don't seem to have much effect on it. And then suddenly the book doesn't really burn, just kind of vanishes into this source of energy. And as it does with your hands on it, you feel it almost come into you. It's a strange feeling.
Interesting.
Rand's gonna get bored of standing by the door and come watch her book burning. And ask, so what was in the book?
Well, presumably nothing. There are some types of ink that can be activated by flame, so I thought maybe that might be the solution. And so I tried to put the book, in the fire to see if it would do something, but it felt weird. It felt strange.
Do you still have the blank book? Oh, a blank book?
I have the other one,
Can I see?
and I'm gonna reach into my book bag of holding, and I'm going to pull out
My book bag of holding.
My book bag of holding. Can it be like a little backpack?
Are you guys are you guys just having a little bonfire right now
Well,
at the end of the school year, burning all your texts?
I moved back over.
We're like religious moms when Harry Potter came out. We're burning books.
Yeah.
Can I see the blank one?
Slightness.
Like Rand holds us hand.
Yeah, I'll hand him the first blank one that I pulled off the shelf.
Rand's gonna flip through the pages, but he's gonna put on his fancy goggles. My nighttime goggles. Do I see anything fancy? What are they called? Goggles of night?
Are you holding it in the fire or
No. Away from the fire. I'm just looking at the blank book that she handed me but I'm putting down my goggles of night and just peeking at the pages. Seeing if they're still blank when I'm, wearing the goggles.
They are indeed.
Dang. Can I shroud it in my jacket a little bit so it's in the dark?
Dice Mama sent you a message on Discord. Yeah, I mean, you kind of read like a kid under the blankets at night, and it just still appears to be a blank book.
Rand shrugs his shoulders, hands Jane the book back, and says, "Well, if you're not gonna rummage through the books more, let's get going." And starts moving towards the door again.
Yeah, well, I might come back here at some point, but yeah, let's keep going.
Okie dokie. So you make your way through the door. And not ready for the next map yet. On the other side is a spiraling staircase similar to the one that brought you here. It appears dark if you kind of peer around the corner. You can't really see that far. Rand, with your goggles on, you'd be able to kind of make it out, but you can't see around the turns.
Okay.
And as you begin to step down the stairs, torches light the way as you begin to travel down.
Rand's gonna put the goggles up for now with the torchlight. And I guess start slowly creeping down the staircase. Little miniature Rand step by little miniature Rand step.
Okay, so Rand's leading the way.
Apparently.
You got this.
Rand looks at the giant furball towering right behind him. But keeps on his merry way.
And just as you do, you turn and look up at Braun as you place your foot on the step below you.
Oh no.
Don't worry, it's not that bad.
Heard that before.
It explodes. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a mimic.
The whole tower's
Everything is a mimic.
You step on this stair, and it goes from horizontal to a 45-degree angle, and suddenly you hear, and The last person in the back, Jane, you hear the sound coming from behind you, and you turn, and every stair is beginning to turn 45-degree angle.
It's a water slide?
I'm not hearing any water.
Is this like, can I grab a railing or am I just being whisked away? You're muted, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're muted.
We don't believe in railings here.
Okay
No
there.
safety precautions here, bud.
Oh, geez, Louise, this is out of code.
And
Those Florida towers.
as Jane kind of turns and looks
Wow.
and like relays the information to you guys, and you're like, well, what do we do? The stairs under each of you falls, and you begin to slide down this tower. Going down. And down.
Ran.
And down. And like you might scream initially and like freak out, but then eventually it just kind of becomes, when's this ride over?
This is a long way down.
This is the ride.
Ran at every seam as it goes ba-bum, 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 just grumbling. Ba-bum, 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 all the way down.
Then eventually you all roll out on top of each other onto the bottom floor. And as you do, and the pressure is released off the bottom step, you hear and you watch as all of the steps go back up. And you can just hear it, this constant clicking sound spiraling up and up and up the way you came.
Which side's the bottom?
The side I threw you guys on.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter,
Just curious.
but yeah.
Rand's gonna get up and like unpile himself, and, like pull himself between all the limbs of these tall people and get his bearings, looking around the room, seeing what's what.
Seeing a large circular room.
Just as I suspected, a large circular room.
With another door and a pedestal in the middle of the room.
Uh-oh.
Somewhat circular.
Rand, though
But
tempted to
has-
sit upon the pedestal, will go up to it and inspect it.
You can certainly try. The pedestal has... It's circular in shape, and it's very similar to the one you currently see here. The four little figureheads on it, though they're draconic in this picture, are the heads of birds kind of protruding out from the side of the pedestal. And on each side where there's not one of those figureheads, there's a slot. And let me just pull my notes up instead of the map. The slot appears to be about 2 to 3 inches tall and probably about like 6 to 8 inches wide.
Depth?
A little bit deeper than it is wide. I didn't know we were doing geometry homework and calculating the.
Well, you said a
volume, my
slot.
bad.
I just, you know.
If there's 2 Canadians, can we ask you to give it in metric?
Let's
If you're gonna
see.
make fun of Canada, you better bring the metric.
Wait. An inch is about 2.5 centimeters. So it'd be about 7.5 centimeters tall and about 25 centimeters wide and slightly deeper than 25 centimeters.
So it's like a shelf.
Was I really wrong on my proportions? Hold on.
If you're going 30 centimeters, you're talking the length of a keyboard.
Yeah, like you could put a keyboard in there.
Deeper than that, like, yeah.
Like, oh no, yeah. No, I do math good. It's like 18 centimeters wide
Okay.
and just a little bit deeper than that.
Still, it's
And
still like a
then-
big old square. Like you
I
could
was
put a
right on the
bookcase in
height.
it.
I was right about the
Yeah.
height. It's about like 8 centimeters tall.
Okay, so
Okay.
it's okay. So you could slide a book in sideways. Rand thought to himself.
Potentially.
Rand's gonna poke at it with the end of his gun.
putting your gun in the hole?
Just a little bit. Just like poking around the edges. Just see if it's all like solid.
Oh, so you're doing like a little tappy tap.
Yeah, a little
on the
tappy
inside?
tap. Yeah, just using the
Well,
barrel.
yeah.
Little tappy
A little
tap.
tappy tap. No, it appears to be made of stone. But as you're tapping around and you begin to look in there, you do see another arcane rune inscribed on the inside of the slot that you're looking into.
Someone in those languages, get over here. I'm gonna gesture over to the group and come look at this.
I mean, we all know languages. Ran, is it a specific type of
You
language?
know what I mean.
or-
Get over here, book girl.
I don't know what you mean. There's so many
Girl.
languages.
Someone who knows languages, get over here.
We're all speaking a language right now, and then I'm gonna start talking to him in halfling. Be like, "This is a language." I'm gonna start talking in in Elvish. This is a language. You don't understand that. Only I think Jatoria understands that.
Rand's gonna give a "I've had about enough of your bullshit" stare at Jane,
Gonna talk in Gnomish. This is a language, and I think Braun understands.
and he's
that
gonna
one.
walk away over to the thing because he's done with it. He's had enough. He's gonna go check out this door instead.
Oh, look, it's another door with a bird and writing.
I'm
No
gonna
bloody
follow him to
handprint
the
before
door.
you ask.
I am gonna go look at the language, quote unquote, that Rand found.
Minutia.
Notice how he also didn't alert us to the one in the brazier earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go look at the pedestal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got you. I was getting my copy paste. And I tried to copy and paste it wrong again. So it took me a
Did you
second.
delete it again?
Yeah, okay. So on the mouse I use for work, I have copy and paste bound to my side keys on my mouse because I'm a
Yeah.
pro gamer and it saves me a lot of time because I have to copy and paste a lot of stuff. And I went to hit but on this mouse with this side plate on, it's my push to talk. So it just everything. Anyways, shall I read it in my ominous voice?
Please.
I open for those with the mark of the nightingale on skin. Those who lack the feather must place 4 palms within.
I will say, with your ominous voice, I didn't really catch what you said. Something about palms. And also, you
I
sound like
opened
the
for
murder
those.
tower in Jackbox.
Yeah, they make me say it all the time with that voice. Anyways, I open for those with the mark of the nightingale on skin. Those who lack the feather must place 4 palms within.
Yeah, so Jane will read that aloud.
Well, probably Jatoria will.
That's the door. That's the door.
Oh, the door was saying that.
Jane, yours appears to be it's just a single arcane rune on the inside. Roll an Arcana check.
Give me just a sec. All right, I'm gonna have to stick with that. It's a 13 total.
Okay. You don't know exactly what it does, but it's definitely abjuration related. And for those of you who don't know, abjuration is used to protect things.
Thank you. Rand's gonna walk on back to the center pedestal and say, "So the door says we put hands on the thing," and put his hand in one of the slots.
I'm gonna shrug and do the same.
We don't even know what it's gonna do to us. This could be some sort of like, I don't know. It may unlock with like blood magic or something.
I mean, do you want to stay in the room?
Do you
Want
see
to open the
another way
door?
out? Bone has lots of blood. It's fine.
It said if we don't have feathers, we need palms. I don't know.
Knew we should have kept that feather.
Ooh. If only we kept the feather. Yeah, good point.
The second time I've thought of that feather.
Was the first one when you looked at my face today?
Well, I noticed that. The last time I was referring to was with like the other door, something last session.
Yeah,
He just wants compliments on his feather makeup. It's very pretty.
I know.
That
Thank
was
you.
a very nice feather.
Yeah, that was a fish. And you know what? You deserve it.
That's fair.
You're very handsome. Rand's gonna look back at Jet, then look over at Jane, look at the hand thing, shrug. What do you guys think? I don't know. That's what the door said.
Jane is very timidly going to put her hand in the little
Ooh.
crevasse or whatever it is.
Crevasse.
I believe it was referred to as a slot by Zidardus.
But we're not saying that.
You named it.
It's a
Since
crevasse
Jane
now.
did it, I'm gonna do it too.
All right. Well, Jet, you're gonna do it over here where there's an open one. So, as you all place your palm inside of this slot, need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw. That one was not a joke.
16.
16?
18.
16.
Oh, good. You all only take half damage. And half of 2 is 1. So everybody takes 1 point of
Yay.
damage.
Can I ask what kind of damage from my hand being in there?
I guess it's piercing damage.
What? Are there knives in there?
The closest thing would be like necrotic damage
Oh, interesting.
as you kind of feel your life being drained a little bit.
Oh, God.
Oh.
So, like, what we feel like, okay. And I'm going to yank my hand back and look around. Did anything change in the room?
Nope.
I'm going to
what the
pull my
hell?
hand out and look at my hand.
That's wise.
You know, flex the hand, see if it's like all there.
Well, you know, even though there are some in burpee. There are some in chat that would like to have seen you lose your hand. It is still attached and functioning fine.
You're not allowed to, chat's no longer allowed to influence our DM. Thank you. Stop giving him ideas. Well, then what does it mean? What does it mean?
What does it mean?
Marco.
I'm gonna walk over to the door and put my hand on it.
You can't ask for help from chat. That's cheating.
I just put it there so I can see it because I don't have Discord open.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And so they know what's going on. I opened
you
for
put
those with, sorry.
You put your hand on the door, and it is made of cold stone.
But what kind of stone are we talking? Slate? Are we talking?
You know,
Kidding.
if you were a dwarf, you'd actually have advantage on that roll.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
They have advantage to like see where stonework was from and stuff like that. It's never seen it used, but I guess that would have been a good time.
Is this room lit?
Oh, so lit, dude. Yeah, there are torches. The blue torches are in the room.
Okay.
If you guys find yourself really stuck, I can ask for some rolls, but just let me know.
What else goes in
You
there, I wonder?
There were you said the slots, shelves, crevasses, whatever on the pedestal, and then in between those were 4 bird heads,
More or less, yeah.
more or
It
less.
would be like, you know how people like make like statue busts of people? It'd be like that, but like a bird. It'd be like bird breast up.
Gotcha. I'm going to take my hand that was inside of the thing and put it on the bird. Just kind of like examine the bird.
He's bird. He's nice.
Is good. Okay.
Is bird.
He's good.
He's very nice bird.
All right.
Jane wants to try something outlandish.
I'm waiting.
So, first up, she needs to figure out how to get back up the staircase. She's gonna try and avoid the first step of the staircase and go to the second to see if that triggers like whatever pressure plate there was to create it into like a slide.
So you kind of do a little halfling hop. It's the new dance.
Yeah.
You do a little halfling hop over the first one, onto the second one. Seems good.
She's gonna start putting pressure on the third one up.
Seems good.
And then she's gonna slowly start making her way back up to the level we were just on previously.
Roll an investigation check.
$23.
Yeah, so it's not all of the steps, but it's definitely like a random step out of every 20 or so that seems to be trapped in this manner. And it will take you a little bit of time to get up there. But you guys are kind of looking around puzzled. Ha. And Jane's not there.
Right. Where you going? Yelling up to Jane.
I'm gonna try something.
I guess we'll just stay here then.
Okay.
As I go, I probably can't like carve anything into the walls.
You could try.
It's D&D. You can always try.
I want to like leave some sort of like note for myself which stairs seem to be trapped as I traverse back upward in case we have to go back up the stairs.
Is there, you have like a dagger or something? Or paint, or...
I know I have a little bit of ink, but that's not really gonna...
It could work.
No, I don't have a dagger.
small
I just
bottle
have like
of
a
ink.
quarterstaff. Yeah, I just have a small bottle of ink.
Yeah, but you just leave a dot.
Yeah, I could just leave a drop of ink.
You can... Yeah, I mean, you can do that. It's a little bit
Oh, I have
Hansel
a
and Gretel
small
of
knife.
you.
Yeah, I have a small knife.
You have, okay, yeah, if you have that in your kit, then I'll say you can etch a little marking on the wall.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be like too like crazy with it. I'm just trying to remind myself for the future as I come
fine.
back down the stairs.
So you guys are waiting probably the better part of 10 minutes, and Jane comes back down after doing...
So Jane went upstairs and she thought to try two things. So she grabbed 4 more books just at random off of the bookshelf. Then she also was like, palms. And she looked at the tropical plants in the room and was like, these could be palms. And so she cut off 4 like palm fronds.
Okay.
And then she's gonna traverse herself back down after she puts all of this into her bag of holding. She's not taking any time to look at the books that she grabs. She's just grabbing 4 books.
No, you're not going to slide down?
Okay.
Whee!
No.
So yeah, you guys are waiting, and Jane comes back down with some palm fronds.
Mm-hmm.
Palm fronds and books.
And she's just gonna go around and like the first thing she's gonna do is she's gonna get out the 4 different books that she found, and she's gonna insert those into the slots and see if anything happens.
The books. You put the books in and nothing seems to happen.
Cool. She's gonna take the books out, put them back in. She's gonna check on those later. Next, she's gonna take the palm fronds and insert those into the space.
Random's going to look quizzically at this whole ordeal.
As you place the final palm frond into the slot, they suddenly turn to ash,
Ooh.
and the door slides open.
It was the palm fronds. Rand grumbles something and looks at Jane. Good job.
Aha!
Hey, and she's gonna
Relief.
bound over towards the door.
Rand will sheepishly follow. Feeling maybe slightly bad about them all taking necrotic damage. No big deal.
Okay. So Jane approaches the door first. Now as you do on the other side. See a large crevasse, since we're picking that word today. And below you can hear the sound of rushing water. And as you look up, you can see the night sky hundreds of feet above you, out of the top of the ravine.
Look, realizing we're all the way. Like, I can't believe we made it all the way down here, and approaching the bank to kind of peer at the water as well.
It's about 40 feet down to the water from where you are.
Okay.
Somewhere between 30 and 40. Depending on height of the riverbed.
All right.
Where are we gonna go from here? Do we go back up?
There's another door. You could see it all the way across there.
Wasn't sure if I could see it yet.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it. It's pretty open. Everything here. You just have this large ravine between you and the door there. Much like Braun's great axe was between the couch cushions.
Still midnight though, right? Or middle of the night?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
You all are starting to feel pretty tired as well.
They're like, hint, take a rest.
That's like hint. A exhaustion check is going to be coming sooner than later.
Yeah, that's actually been something Jane was thinking about.
You guys, like,
Jane should think with her
so
words.
you traveled through the night for a few hours, did that whole mess where Braun ran into the wall and like dungeon delving down into this. It's pretty late.
Yeah. Set up a camp is not a terrible idea. Try and get some sleep while we can in what appears to be so far a somewhat empty ravine.
Well, there's lots of water.
Well, yeah. Water, but empty of people or things. Or hopefully mimics.
What do you guys want to do? Rand looks around.
Jane's just gonna kind of look up, noticing that we're outside again, and she's gonna say, "Ooh, we have been in there for quite some time. We really ought to rest. I need to, concentrate on getting my spell stuff. You need to," and she's gonna look over at Rand. She's like, "You need to heal more."
I'm fine. We gotta save Lysandra.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
Who's
Lysandra?
Damn it. Lashara. Rand corrected himself, realizing he was too tired to remember her name. Alright, maybe I'm a little tired.
We should set
Yeah,
up camp.
and we need to set up a watch too.
You guys want to camp in here, or should we go back in the room?
How loud is the water?
It's not quiet. It's a pretty wide bit of river underneath there, and it's almost like rapids. Like, so it's not quiet, especially in this kind of cavernous space.
I mean, the water's pretty loud, Rand. Do you think you could sleep out here with all the loud?
I'll sleep anywhere.
As he
Okay,
wavers
what
and
about
almost falls
you?
over.
Jet.
Rand Allbuck wobbling on his feet, kind of really sleepy, not trying to fight it.
Maybe we should go back inside.
Alright.
Rand zombie walks his way back in. And we set up camp.
Okie dokie. With 4 players, we'll do 3 watches. So if you guys want to set those up beforehand.
Jane will offer to take first watch.
Ron will offer to take second.
Sure, third.
Ran, you need sleep. Maybe Jet take third watch. You
Rand,
Also share one.
Rand starts to fight or like object to this, but is like, I don't need to sleep. You can't tell me, and then he just falls asleep in his spot.
Okay. So Jane was on first?
Yep.
All right. And as you guys kind of roll out your bed rolls, it's not too cold in here. It's a little bit chilly. You can still hear the river from the room next to you as the door is still open. What are you doing during your couple hours here, Jane?
I mean, I got a couple of books in my bag of holding that I don't really know what to do with. Or that I haven't really investigated, so I'm just gonna like kind of flip through those, but also every couple of minutes put them down and just like observe what's going on in the room, make sure everyone's still alive.
Okay. And you said you grabbed 4 more, correct?
Yes.
Oh my. 2 of them are blank.
Oh, and the other 2 have something in them. Interesting.
I need you to make an Arcana check for the first one.
That's only gonna be a 16.
It's barely high enough. As you begin to open the third book, kind of resists for a moment, almost as if the book itself does not want to move. And finally, you kind of pry it open, and it kind of flops open. You start to turn the pages, but each one almost seems to stick like it's being held in place. And finally, you turn to a page, and inside is scribed the spell Hold Monster.
Ooh, okay.
And it is 5th level, so you don't have much use for it yet. You could try to cast it out of the book, but it would be used as like a spell scroll.
Is this similar to like the fire arrow one that I have?
Right. So the intent is, even though they are books, they are quote spell scrolls. And so you can use that. You can use those to transfer them into your spell book, or you can use them as a scroll. Yeah. And since it's a 5th level spell scroll, You can either try to cast it, which will need an Arcana check because it's above your current level, or you can save it and wait. That's up to you.
Okay.
And the next one. You begin to open the book. And you hear faint whispering. It doesn't sound like a language you've heard. In fact, it sounds like a cacophony of voices whispering in many different languages. Kind of focus in for a moment. You manage to pick some out. You hear Elvish. You hear Gnomish. You hear Halfling. You even pick up a little bit of Common. Can you make a Wisdom saving throw for me?
Dirty 20.
And easy enough. You kind of pick out these languages and shake them off. But all of the writing in the book doesn't really make any sense. All of these books have been empty except for a single spell, but this one is completely full. Every other word a different language, and you begin to flip through, and you finally come to a page, the last page in the book. And you find the spell Tongues.
Ooh, yeah.
It's got to be my favorite way to flavor finding spell scrolls. So you find these, and the reason you found 2 such high level spells is because I rolled 4 dice, 2 of which were below 10s, and 2 of which were natural 20s.
Nice.
So you did find two pretty useful spells there. And the rest of your watch goes pretty smoothly. Nothing seems to happen. Who do you wake up?
I will wake up Braun.
Anything happen on the watch?
Nothing that's like important to everyone, but some things that were important to me. But I'm gonna go try and sleep now.
Okay. Get some sleep.
Braun, what are you doing during your watch?
Braun's gonna do a little bit of maintenance on his axe, clean off the gunk and the saliva from the mimic he cut in half. He's gonna do that. He's gonna go walk a little bit out to the door on the ravine. Just a little bit of walking around, do that. Look at the steps. Nothing too outrageous. Braun doesn't have much to do. Doesn't have books to check with.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If that's what Braun would do. So you take some time cleaning your axe, kind of sharpening it a little bit, just making sure it's in good shape, as a good barbarian would. And as you're kind of out in the ravine, walking along the river, well, walking above the river, kind of looking down. Can you make a perception check for me?
Can. Oh, it's a 5.
I'm just kind of looking. Man, it'd be really dangerous if somebody fell down there. The rest of your watch goes smoothly.
Okay.
You see lots of rocks and stuff at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you like to wake up?
Thank you so much for joining us on Floods and Dragons. We play live at twitch.tv/TheFlood on Monday nights. Be sure to subscribe here at youtube.com/TheFlood to keep up with our latest adventures. Thank you to our DM, Zidardus, and our entire party, Original Dice Mom, Undead Cupcake, and Zedicus. Check the description below so you can follow them up as well. And please remember to like, leave a comment, and let us know what you think of Floods and Dragons and how we can keep making it better for you. See you next time.